Hello and welcome to FYI Weekly, your official source for the latest news and information from the city of Greensboro. The Greensboro Police Department is encouraging residents to participate in National Prescription Drug Take-Back Day by bringing unwanted medications to collection boxes at GPD substations. The effort is a partnership between the Drug Enforcement Agency and local police departments to provide a safe, convenient, and responsible way to dispose of prescription drugs while also educating people about the potential for abuse of these medications. In the past 7 years, the program has collected more than 8 million pounds of pills. GPD has 3 medication collection boxes available throughout the year for prescription pills, patches, ointments, and capsules. The box at 100 Police Plaza in downtown Greensboro is available 24 hours, 7 days a week. Items can also be deposited in collection boxes at 300 South Swing Road and 1106 Maple Street on Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Each year, approximately 700 pounds of unwanted medications have been deposited in the GPD collection boxes, preventing the drugs from being sold illegally or dumped in the city's water system. Rates of prescription drug abuse in the U.S. are alarmingly high, as are the number of accidental poisonings and overdoses, according to the DEA. Studies show most of the abused prescription drugs are obtained from family, friends, and the home medicine cabinet. For more information about additional disposal options, please visit the city's website. It's not too late to cast a vote for Greensboro's Participatory Budgeting, or PB, project proposals. Residents ages 14 and older are eligible to participate in the process, which will be open until November 17th. PB is a process that allows residents to decide how to spend $500,000 of the city's budget. Each of the city's 5 council districts will be awarded $100,000. Residents can vote at any of the following designated polling locations. There is no need to vote in an assigned city council district. It is important to note the PB voting process is not affiliated with the Greensboro municipal election, in which members of the city council are elected by registered voters. Voting will end at 8:30 p.m. on November 17th. Polls are open at a variety of convenient locations that include libraries and recreation centers throughout the city. Requests for proposals, or RFPs, are being accepted by the city's planning department for the site development of approximately 1.5 acres located at 1322 Bothwell Street. The site, located in the Benbow Park community, contains a nearly 15,000 square foot building, most recently used as an assisted living facility. Deadline for submitting proposals is 5 p.m. on Friday, November 17th. Visit the city's website to learn more about the property, RFP submission requirements, and the evaluation criteria. Submit questions about the project or RFP process to Hart Crane in the city's planning department by Friday, November 3rd. Send an email to hart.crane@greensboro-nc.gov. Questions and responses about the project will be posted online by the close of business on Monday, November 6th. In an effort to help our employees and residents improve their quality of life, the city has partnered with Cone Health for a series of brief and informative videos designed to inspire you to get fit and stay fit. Let's check in with our friends at Cone Health for today's News for Your Health.
Hi, my name is Kathy Clayton, and I'm a clinical therapist with the Cone Health Employee Assistance Counseling Program. Today we're going to be talking about decreasing your stress and ways of managing stress in your life. For some people, that can be stressful just talking about stress, so let's start out by taking a deep breath in and breathing out. Okay, let's begin. So what is stress? It's your body's reaction to any kind of new or difficult situation. What happens is the cortisol level rises in the brain to get you through that stressful time. It's that fight or flight hormone that rises in the brain. And that's great. When you get through that, it's done, it's over with. But lots of people kind of stay stressed out all the time, so their body is in that constant state of stress. So what causes stress? Change. And that happens every day, all day long, to everybody. Change can be anything from new relationships to a new job, moving, things of that nature that are just typical in life. So change causes stress, and then we have to learn how to handle that. You know, the holidays really cause more stress than any other time of the year. So whenever the holidays are coming around, there's a change in routine. So the holidays are just really more difficult in general. So it's just really good to be planned in advance during the holidays so that you can decide and set limits on your budget, on where you're going to spend your time. Learning how to say no to overcommitting during the holidays is really important. So what can we do about stress in our everyday lives? One of the very first things you need to learn how to do is breathe. And that sounds simple because we breathe all the time, but you really need to be intentional about breathing. So the thing that you need to learn how to do is called abdominal breathing or diaphragmatic breathing. And that is placing your hand on your belly and your hand on your chest. You're just going to practice rising your belly more than your chest so that you can feel your body taking in more oxygen. So let's do this together. You're going to breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth again, and try to make your belly rise more than your chest. So that's called diaphragmatic breathing, and that can be very helpful because your body realizes that you've just given it more oxygen, and that in turn gives more oxygen to your brain, to your heart, to your muscles, and it just gives your body the message that you can relax, that you've got this under control. So mindfulness also is a strategy that you can use for coping with stress, and mindfulness involves just being intentional about being very present in the moment. And as a result, your body just calms down because you're not thinking about where I need to be next or fighting traffic getting home. You're just able to be very, very present, and your body gets that message that you don't have to be worried in that moment. So another strategy that a lot of people use is called progressive muscle relaxation. And that is where you consciously tense your muscles and teach them how to relax. So let's just start by, let's just use a fist. So we're just going to take our fist and we're going to tighten it really, really tight and hold it for a period of time, like 5 to 7 seconds. And then you're going to gently relax that muscle group and just let it relax. And then the next thing you want to do, just take a slow, deep breath in between and maybe go to your shoulders, because a lot of people carry stress in their shoulders. I do. So your body recognizes what it feels like to be tense and what it feels like to be relaxed. And basically, you're being the boss of your body and training it to be both tense and then to learn how to be relaxed. You could do this anytime, anywhere. I do it at my desk quite often. I think that most people don't know that if you exercise just for 45 minutes, that it releases 6 to 8 hours of serotonin and dopamine in your brain, which is those hormones that kind of give you that sense of well-being and that all is well in the world. That's a great way to reduce your stress. Then there are other things like taking a nap, taking a walk, spending time with friends is always a great thing. Prayer, being prayerful or mindful is always a great thing to do. Meditation is good for reducing stress in your body. Gardening, cooking, whatever your hobbies are, those are always great things to do. Just engaging in things that bring you pleasure and bring you joy are the ways that you can reduce stress in your body. I hope these techniques will be helpful in learning to take better care of yourself and managing your stress, because if you can do this, then you'll in turn be able to take better care of others. For more information on this or for other services that are available, please visit our website at conehelp.com/stress. Thank you for joining me today. Again, this is Kathy Clayton. Have a great day.
Fire hydrant testing is an integral part of fire protection services. We'll have that story and more news coming up after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back to FYI Weekly. The Pinecroft-Sedgefield Fire District is conducting its semi-annual fire hydrant testing through Tuesday, October 31st. All hydrants in the Pinecroft-Sedgefield Fire District will be tested to ensure they are operating properly and able to produce the required water pressure when needed. This testing also includes all hydrants in the town of Jamestown. Because this testing must be done during regular operating hours, it will be impossible to know in advance just when or where the testing will take place in any specific area. Opening hydrants can sometimes cause a temporary discoloration of water in nearby homes. The discoloration is not harmful in any way and can be cleared up by running the water for just a few minutes. This testing ensures the protection of our residents and is also an evaluation indicator used by the North Carolina Response Rating System, which evaluates fire districts according to the protection they offer. The Greensboro Urban Area Metropolitan Planning Organization, or MPO, invites residents to comment on the list of transportation construction projects scheduled between 2018 and 2027. Comments are due by Tuesday, October 31st. Every 2 years, the MPO approves new road, public transportation, bicycle, pedestrian, rail, and aviation projects that will be constructed with state and federal funding. The Metro Planning Organization is also approving changes for projects listed in the Greensboro MPO's long-range document. The draft 2018-2027 Metropolitan Transportation Improvement Program and the draft 2040 Metropolitan Transportation Plan Amendment can be viewed by interested parties. Both documents are available online at guampo.org. Comments about the project changes outlined in the draft can be submitted to Lydia McIntyre, the city's transportation planning engineer. The Parks and Recreation Department has partnered with volunteers from Syngenta and The Forge to provide a series of small nesting boxes specifically designed for wood ducks. These nesting boxes can be found at the Keeley Park Pond on Keeley Road in McLeansville. Syngenta employees built 5 of the 3-foot-tall wooden boxes with the help of The Forge, a downtown facility that provides tools and space for craftsmen. Each box was laser stenciled with a Darth Vader design created by a local artist. Wood ducks are a small, colorful waterfowl that like to nest in tree cavities. Nesting boxes were used to bring the wood duck species back from the brink of extinction in the 1930s and continue to be used today. The Parks and Recreation Department sees this project as a great opportunity to partner with skilled craftsmen and community volunteers to provide a better habitat for these beautiful birds. In an effort to spotlight and celebrate the entrepreneurs, the artists, the community builders, and essentially the next generation of leaders, the City of Greensboro is proud to partner with Action Greensboro to introduce our Made in Greensboro series. This day, we place the spotlight on performing artist Nate Alston. Nate Alston has traveled the world sharing his gift for music and theater, but you've probably seen some of his best and most personal work, the musicals he has penned, right here at the Barn Dinner Theater. The Greensboro native spent his childhood studying theater and singing. He was only a few months out of high school when his talent landed him the spot as the front man for Stan Stigl's Sound Express, a top 40 show band that traveled around the country playing bars and corporate gigs. When Nate was back in town, he performed with the Livestock Players and the Razzmatazz Musical Theater Company. In 1997, his community theater performance of The Lion in the Wiz caught the attention of Mabel Robeson of the North Carolina Black Repertory Company. She asked him to audition for her production of Glory of the Gospel. He got the part, and soon Nate was performing on an international stage, spending 3 years with a professional musical theater in Europe. He eventually landed back home at the Barn Dinner Theater, where Nate became a writer, director, choreographer, and composer, beginning with his show Love Machine, the musical. The Motown and Soul Showcase was so well received, they added 2 more months to the show run. It became the highest pre-selling show in the history of the theater and its most requested production. This holiday season, Nate will perform with Greensboro Symphony Orchestra while still working shows at the barn. To learn more about Made in Greensboro or to see more images taken by photographers Jerry Walford and Scott Mothersbaugh, visit the Action Greensboro website at madeingso.com. If you prefer the convenience of online bill pay, you'll be able to take advantage of paying more city services online. In addition to water bills and parking tickets, residents can now go online and click on the tab entitled Pay Your Miscellaneous Invoice. Options for online payments include false alarms, code enforcement violations, monthly parking deck fees, fire violation inspections, landfill charges, daycare facility fees, and more. An invoice qualifies as miscellaneous if the invoice is sent by the City of Greensboro and reads Miscellaneous Invoice, City of Greensboro at the top center of the invoice. These invoices can still be paid in person at the Melvin Municipal Office Building on West Washington Street or at the Kitchen Operations Center on South M. Eugene Street and by mail at P.O. Box 3136, Greensboro, North Carolina 27402. The temperatures are starting to drop and so are the leaves. It won't be long before we start seeing huge piles of leaves at the curbs throughout our neighborhoods. Coming up after the break, we'll tell you about the city's loose leaf collection program. Stay with us. Welcome back to FYI Weekly. The fall season is fast approaching, which means leaves will be blanketing lawns all across the city, giving people plenty of work to do on the weekends. Joining me now to tell us about the loose leaf collection efforts and when the program gets underway is Dale Wyrick. He's the director of the city's Field Operations Department. Hello, Dale. Welcome to the show.
Thanks. Great to be here.
Glad to have you. So what is the city's loose leaf collection program for those who aren't familiar?
Well, it's a program that we do every fall in the city of Greensboro. Anyone who is a city resident that lives on a public street and in a single family dwelling is eligible for the program. And basically you rake your leaves to the curb, not in the street, and we'll pick those loose leaves up twice a year.
Wow, that's a great service. That's a lot of work when you're trying to get all of those leaves. There are a lot of leaves to be collected. When will the collection dates be this year?
Okay, our program is actually going to start on November the 7th, which is Tuesday, and if you have your leaves to the curb by then, you're guaranteed to have at least one collection by December the 22nd.
Okay, so that gives people plenty of advance time to get it together, get it collected, and out to the curb. Are there rules? You're saying that you don't want the leaves in the street. What kind of rules do you have for this?
Well, we ask that residents rake your leaves to the street. Please don't put sticks and rocks or anything else. Make it just leaves at the street. And we also just warn residents, don't park in front of leaves because then our equipment can't get to it for the pickup. So don't park in front, don't park on leaf piles because it could become a safety problem.
Okay, those are easy enough rules to follow. How many tons of leaves would you say the city typically will collect during these program years?
A typical year is about 12,000 tons, which is somewhere around 4,000 trips to the landfill, depending on how wet the leaves are. So we have a huge leaf pile at the landfill when the program's all said and done.
I imagine there is, yes. And is it possible for people to find out where the crews are as far as neighborhoods and as they're going along?
We do have an application online. It's part of our GIS. It's a GIS application that will show where our crews are working. Sort of almost real time, not exactly real time, but usually about it with a day delay. So it gives residents an idea of where our crews are throughout the city. Unfortunately, it doesn't give you much of a forecasting method, but it does give you an idea when we're close to your neighborhood.
Okay, so folks will want to go on our website to track that. And with all of these thousands of leaves that you're collecting, what do you do with the leaves?
Okay, like I mentioned before, we take these leaves to our landfill over on White Street, and we actually turn them into compost. So that makes a great fertilizer for your garden or your landscaped areas. And we actually will provide that free of charge to any resident in Greensboro that wants to come and pick it up. So
Okay.
it's a great service.
Wonderful. Another opportunity to show how the City of Greensboro is servicing residents on the front and back end of loose leaf collection.
Right.
Well, thank you, Dale, for taking the time to stop by and give us the 411 and the rules and tips and best practices for getting your leaves ready. We thank you for all that your department does to keep our city beautiful.
Thanks a lot.
Come back and see us.
All right.
Thank you. Stay tuned for a little known fact about Greensboro as we tell you something about the city. That's coming up after the break. Welcome back. One way to stay informed about what's happening in the city is by attending or tuning in to City Council meetings. The Greensboro City Council meetings are open to the public, but if you can't attend, we broadcast the meetings live right here on GTN. Council meetings take place at 5:30 p.m. on the first and third Tuesdays of the month on Level 2 of the Melvin Municipal Office Building located at 300 West Washington Street. To review the council meeting schedule and agendas, please visit greensboro-nc.gov/council meetings. Here's an opportunity to learn a little something about the city. During the 2016-17 fiscal year, more than 1,500 residents benefited from two of the city's neighborhood development department's federally funded grant programs. The city's homelessness prevention program included $177,000 in emergency solutions grant money awarded to neighborhood development and administered by Partners Ending Homelessness, and $176,000 in community development block grant money. This funding provided emergency and transitional housing, rapid rehousing, rental assistance, and housing stabilization. In fiscal year 2017-18, the Neighborhood Development Department has been awarded $182,000 for emergency solutions and $176,000 in CDBG funds to provide homelessness prevention services. The city's Housing Opportunities for Persons with AIDS program included a $312,000 grant to serve 7 counties, including Guilford. This funding assisted 81 households living with or affected by HIV/AIDS. Stan Wilson, the city's neighborhood development director, says every community's goal is to make sure all its residents are safe, healthy, and secure in proper housing, and Greensboro is no different. For more information about these programs, call Neighborhood Development at 336-373-2538. Coming up after the break, we'll showcase our city department spotlight, but first, prepare to mark your calendar for all the great events being featured this week on the town.
Hi, this is Amanda. Fall is here and there's plenty to do, so let's get started. This Friday is First Friday, where participating businesses stay open from 6 to 9 p.m. downtown. You can stroll the shops to find that perfect gift and get a head start on your holiday shopping. Enjoy free arts and culture events as well. Visit the First Friday Facebook page for more information. While you're at First Friday, head over to LeBauer Park for Dia de los Muertos, or Day of the Dead. Come see the Ofrenda exhibit on display beginning at 6 p.m. in the Central Library, or the cultural performances in LeBauer Park starting at 7 p.m. Check out the LeBauer Park Facebook page for more information. This time of year, North Carolina is awash in the colors of fall. Make the most of this beautiful time of year by scheduling a pontoon tour of the fall foliage around Lake Townsend. Greensboro Parks and Recreation will offer hourly pontoon tours of fall foliage from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. on the weekends from now until November 12th. The cost is $7 per person. Space is limited and reservations are required. Call 336-373-3694 to reserve your spot for this weekend. If you prefer land to water, enjoy a botanical tour hosted by the Friends of Green Hills Cemetery volunteers. Be sure to wear comfortable shoes, dress appropriately for the weather, and bring a camera. Space is limited to 20 people per tour and reservations are required. Email info@foghc.org to confirm your spot. Speaking of the outdoors, volunteers are needed for an upcoming tree planting this Saturday. The Sunset Hills neighborhood is this year's Neighborhood Program grant recipient, and volunteers are needed to plant trees in this Greenway Park. Teams will plant, mulch, and water trees with the help of knowledgeable planting supervisors. Volunteers are asked to bring a shovel, 5-gallon pail or bucket, and dress for inclement weather. The event will take place rain or shine. Check-in begins at 9 a.m. in the St. Andrew's Episcopal Church parking lot. For more information, call 336-373-2199. Keep watching FYI Weekly right here on GTN to find out about more events happening on the town.
The City of Greensboro has more than 20 departments and several divisions committed to serving you, our residents, and visitors. Let's go behind the scenes in our department spotlight. The Water Resources Department provides the City of Greensboro with dependable water, wastewater, and stormwater services. The department's leadership includes a director and 2 assistant directors. Water Resources consists of 7 divisions: customer service, operations, engineering, stormwater management, water reclamation, water supply, and business operations. The department is responsible for everything from determining feasibility of delivering water service, maintaining hydrants and sewer pump stations, engineering sewer infrastructure, improving water quality and quantity in our streams, and producing water that surpasses standards for health safety. For more information about the services provided by Water Resources, please visit the city's website. On the other side of the break is this week's Way to Go GSO shout-out. Stay with us. As we draw to a close, we always want to end on a positive note with our Way to Go GSO shout-out. The International Academies of Emergency Dispatch, or IAED, has recognized Greensboro Metro 911 dispatcher Preston Holmes for providing instructions to a caller who delivered her granddaughter at home. For his efforts, the IAED awarded Preston with the Call of the Week, which recognizes telecommunicators from around the world who follow established protocol and provide excellent service to both callers and patients during difficult circumstances. During the 6-minute call, Preston expertly walked the grandmother through step-by-step instructions on how to safely and properly deliver the baby. The caller initially reported her daughter was having complications with her pregnancy, but she quickly informed Preston the baby was coming. Holmes asked essential information as he dispatched paramedics and reassured her help was on the way. While waiting for crews to arrive, Preston praised the caller for the way in which she was handling this significant life-changing event. Way to go, Preston Holmes. That concludes this edition of FYI Weekly, but you can easily stay connected to the latest city news by linking to us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. For all of us here at the City of Greensboro, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.